Ekona hesoma kolake no mahalaka nasa yomahe kolake deso ela henake misilo yale maketo de konase bila nase koma inaka inaka naka inaka 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 naka naka senoma sikanoma selo komani suka momikisa ekonasego una nasibisa katina seko hana hisola mikona. Another great day with me, Humam Abdulmalik, the host of Blackanized Report, global motivating and stimulating aspirations from my ancestors. And by divine decree, I want to say good morning, big brother William from Sierra Leone, West Africa. That's brother Chris Matthew. Mai, always up and all the way from Africa, Sierra Leone, being motivated and stimulated. Helping me would be the same. See, we gotta be one team with one goal. You see that? Yeah, we gotta do that. We gotta be that away in reality every day. We gotta make it a part of our being, you know. So we gotta, we gotta come together and unify. We gotta come and do that so we can discontinue to die. It our I ain't gonna say our hands, but I'll say the hands of the man that has stimulated and programmed assassins to be agent provocateurs and Negro pins to stop the movement. That's what he do. He sent us at us so they can't be seen in the background like they always do, like the Wizard of Oz, who's a fraud, we know, and we found out. And not only that, the system, they say they are the ones that talk about God all the time, and the ones that say they the intermediary between God and humanity. Not humanity, because we are humanity, with melanin. But we talking about those people that's insane, that come from the caves. I mean, I ain't no racist, man, but I'm just dealing with reality. I'm dealing with what their scientists told me. Everything that they told me that they wrote about me, they wrote about themselves, but they thought I didn't catch everything. When they said they're genome primates, troglodytes, and all that from the caves of Europe. But then they start to lie when they say the Khazar tribe is the real Jews. They're not. They're Europeans too. Out of the tribe of Khazar and how they did, they took and conquered communities or whatever countries, and then they just infused that country or that culture into their own, and they say they are the Jews that they created. Yeah, they created the word Jews. They created all that to make us lose our mind in reality. I want to say good morning to this matriarchic, touching my heart all the time, this divine energy, this matriarchic warrior, voodoo priestess, oracle, warrior queen. Yeah, I'm talking about Sister Raquel Brown. You know, I'd like to say this before I go any further. When I first got on the scene of open mic and all that, it was at the Copper House right across from Ben's Chili Bowl. That was back in 94, 90. It was in 94, 95, 96, right in there. And I met all those great poets and poetesses. And she was one of them, along with the other ones like the Hazer over Bohemian Caverns and Sister Mercedes over there in Brooklyn. And these three sisters were so powerful that I really took their hand. But anyway, on my note this morning, thank you so very much for joining in, Sister, my queen, my oracle queen, voodoo priestess, shining and all that, because you be shining like a diamond. Okay, and my brother still talking. You're right, big brother. I am in my school, viewing you with my staff. I appreciate that, brother, and I hope I be saying something that's motivating and stimulating that can bring us together in unification. See, we got to stop being separate. You know what got me? That I'm being mentally free. We all can be mentally free, and I know a lot of us are, but we can't, dim our star from shining from wherever we are on this planet, this globe, because we got to all come together under one team, one goal, like one purpose, one aim, and that's one deity or God, whatever you want to call it. But we got to come together as a melanated people and manifest a dream like a Martin Luther King. We can't not be in the most dangerous situation of sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. You know, like what happened the other day to one of our great brothers. In reality, I didn't even know nothing or hear nothing about this brother until that happened, and that don't need to be. We should have promoted this brother and lifted him up because of things that he was doing and had done. We allowed the agent provocateurs and these Europeans that feel sore at his achievements, even though he came through, that infamous line, but he had stopped and said, I'm going to become divine. And he got in the tutorship of Dr. Sabi and other brothers like that. He said, man, Dr. Sabi is so great, I got to do something on him. A documentation about the medical industrial complex. They got a complex. So they didn't want that to come in context. See, they don't want us to write our own narrative, this new word that they created sometime recently. And they say whoever writes the narrative got the collective mindset or the consciousness of the people. See, but we can't let that be because we know they're our natural enemy. If you don't know it, you ought to know it. And I ain't, like I said, I ain't no racist. I'm just a race man. I'm dealing with race and racism. And all Europeans ain't bad because if you know John Brown, he put his whole family on the line. Yeah, his whole family. See, I can deal with that when somebody of their pedigree say, man, them people ain't free and I'm part of the problem, so I'm going to be part of solving the problem. Now, a whole lot of Europeans ain't bad and a whole lot of us ain't good, just proving the other day. So we got to take control of our hood. We got to make them pull off their hood because we know them now because, that's what the guy did in the White House, made them feel like they can stick their chests out. I seen something on Facebook. It's been on there before and I seen it, and it still has the same effect upon me. It's a police, 2 or 3. One got a dog that's biting the guy that's handcuffed already on his stomach. But the dog is biting him and the dude can't get the dog off his arm. And people taking pictures with their phones. And there's only 3 police right there. Well, if the police like that not paying attention and stuff like that, man, make a citizen arrest. Man, if you got guns that you do and use on each other, not saying you can pull the trigger, but I'm just saying a citizen arrest supposed to be in the context of their fraudulent laws. Now, if they doing that, that's abuse. That's abuse of police authority. Having a German Shepherd biting this man on while he's handcuffed on the ground. That got me messed up. I ain't gonna say no more because if I do, they might come to kick my door. But whatever they do, I don't care. I'm not worried about it. I'm not scared. And I know they can't get me dead because my energy is of carbon. My body will go, dissipate, but the energy of the creator that's in me and my temple will never go nowhere. And I know that, so that's that I don't have that scare or that fear of the thing called death, because death to me don't even exist, because I know who I am. I'm a divine, energetic being that has been accepted by my Lord when he opened my third eye, when not he, it, because more to me, it could be she, but so I say it is an energetic, divine, supreme, intelligent, without gender, not the creator. But we have gender. We have a natural gender of yin and yang. The Pope just said that he gonna make homosexuality not a sin no more. It's gonna be sinless. But these the people that ascended into the homosexual world, and they are pedophiles and rapists because they've been raping nuns too. I mean, if I'm stepping on people's toes, you better put on some steel toes, because I don't care about what I'm saying, because it's the truth. They told you the truth when they try to buy people off. They'd be giving people millions of dollars to say, shh, don't say nothing, because it'd be like 10 or 15 years that went past when they was going up in them people jazz or in their head, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm really want to talk about today is us coming together as a people. I'm talking about if the Crips and Bloods can come together. Oh, no, here you go. Let me start this way. When I was laying down, astro traveling, coming back, and I was, a whole lot of stuff was given to me. I ain't getting no tea this morning and no water. Can I go get some water for a moment, please? Because I need something, please. One moment. You hold the thought I was going to get ready to give to, and I'm going to hold it when I come back. You see how aligned this thought is in my mind that I'm sharing with your mind, so we can come together as alchemists and develop. And dates. Cards. Woo, Lord have mercy. Woo, yeah, Lord. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That's right. I'm calling on you, Lord. I'm calling on you in a way that is going to make our day greater. Next. We don't need no decade, Lord. We in the next 4 years, we're going to take this gold out, Lord. Make sure I can. That's what we're going to do. We're going to manifest dreams. My ancestors, Martin Luther King. I apologize for that dead space or whatever, but I hope you hear my words and I'm still talking. I'm talking about us coming together. But I like I said, I was astro traveling. Last night. I was coming back in my spiritual flight. Right? From astro traveling. And this came past me that my ancestors dropped on me, and the divine essence of the Creator. Oh, God, you know what came across my mind that was so divine? I say, do you remember the time? Do you remember the time that the Crips and the Bloods were revolutionary? Do you remember that time? They wasn't in the street gang banging and killing each other. They was in the streets protecting each other from the lawlessness of the repression of the Gestapo, the slave catchers. And then what happened? The system say, man, they got too much strength. We gotta do something about that, right? So what they did, they paid somebody or trained somebody. That's what they do. They train CIA and FBI agents. And, you get the farmers, give them some drugs, and they gone. And so that's what they did. They put infiltrators, agent provocateurs, in the Crips and Bloods. And then they stopped their revolutionary movement. That's what they was about in the beginning. Now, why can't we get back to the beginning? Why can't we get back to the start and be unified like we are gods and goddesses? It ain't hard. All you got to do is represent one team and one goal, one purpose and one aim, like Marcus Garvey said, a a long time ago. We got to get black to our blackness and get off that crackness and stop letting them attack us while they take pictures on Facebook and all that. And they do what they want to do to us. Don't you know they're hanging and lynching us across the country? Don't you know they still shooting us across the country like when they were showing it on Facebook? It was like every day or like every other day. Or they were strangling people or they was killing people like Sandra Bland because she stood up and was a queen among those troglodyte men. So what I'm saying is that we got to get back to the beginning, the Bloods, the Crips. And then from there, in Chicago, what is that? I forgot the name of them, the warlords, whatever the name of all these top gangs. We got to come out of that and stop acting like we got vampire fangs. We have to come together in unity and love and healing for each other. Because we know we got a natural enemy that don't care nothing about us. Don't care nothing about us, our story, and the truth of who we are and where we come from. See, if we don't do that, then we're going to be like the blame for our own lameness because we don't need their narrative because we know they stole everything from us in the first place, from the Greeks, the Romans, and the so-called Jews. They wrote a book and say, this is what you got to use. And they tell you, in that book, it say, you have to mind your master just like you mind your Lord, because that's the way we wrote it in this book. Well, it got 2 verses on that. I read them this morning, matter of fact. I should have wrote them down and said them correctly without ad-libbing to you. If they put this in the Bible, that everybody, like, don't rival, but they in it and they, like, hypnotized because they don't realize it's an untruth written by people who want to keep us in their loop. See, they want to keep us in 2019 years and don't want us to go past that. I can just go to what this holiday they just practiced, St. Patrick's Day, right? The Twa and the Pygmy, right? They was 8,000 years before any European came into Ireland. The Druids were there first, not Jews, but Druids, Druids. And then the Roman Catholic Church said, man, why are we losing all these people to them little short black people? We got to get somebody. Go get Colonel General Patrick, and we're going to make him a saint if he go do this right. So he sent them a whole army over there. And you know when they say he, St. Patrick, put all the snakes in the water and off the mountain. That's what he was talking about, the little pygmy and Ty. Because you know why? Because these were people that there 8,000 years before any European got there. And then we got to go back to Lucy, that they said the whole human and mankind bloodline come from. Well, I'll say humankind, and I think Dr. Yakub did something with that to bring them, that genome primate into existence. I don't know for sure, but that's part of my studies that I heard in my research. You know who Yakub was, the mad scientist. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you better ask one of them intelligent brothers that they call the NOI or the FOI of the Nation of Islam or the Fruit of Islam. Our brothers got a lot of knowledge that they can share. And other people too, like Willie Wilson and Jeremiah Wright. Those three, Minister Louis Farrakhan, Reverend Wilson, and Jeremiah Wright. Jeremiah Wright gave a good, I'm going to say narrative, right? But discourse on the Seminoles. And who was the Seminoles? But us with the big nose, you know? So we got to correct the story and correct the history, because they're going to keep lying and making our story a mystery. But it's not to us, it's to them. And so we got to stop practicing their holidays and their religion that they use to divide and conquer us. Now I'm going to start off again. You remember the time. I ain't talking about Michael Jackson now, but even though that was a good sign there, because they wouldn't let him make a movie, so he did a video and showed us our power in ancient Kemet. But I'm just going back in modern times, in the 30s or 40s, something like that. Maybe the 20s. No, it's like in that era and time up to the 50s and stuff. I'm talking about the Crips and the Bloods. They was a revolutionary movement at first. What happened to them? They got cursed, and we allowed them to curse us. We didn't keep in our trust and love of each other. But then we had the Deacons for Defense. We had the Black Panthers. We had people that they ain't say nothing about. We had the Black Gorilla. We had all these organizations that was there to have us face the nation. We faced our enemy, eye to eye, and we weren't scared or about or be ready to die. We had our guns like they had their guns. But today it's like we having fun with this but it's my news channel, right? Facebook is my news channel because it's spontaneous, right? And when the dumb stuff ain't being played, I'm get away with that. That's what they want us to do. They want us to be in a state of stupid, like stupid. But we can't do that. We got to be mystics. We got to be warriors. We got to be alchemists. We got to be shamans. We got to be voodoo and voodoo priestess and voodoo priests. We got to be dealing with black magic and juju all over and in the street. We just can't deal with religion. No, we can't. We deal with spirituality. And that's our reality. Not saying that you don't have to go to Church of Magic or synagogue or the Buddhist temple or the Taoist temple or whatever way you go. But when you go, you have to be spiritual. You have to be dealing with the energy that's in your temple. I might have to go get some tissue too. But I just wanted to share that with us about the Bloods and Crips. Let me do something one more time. Excuse me. I apologize for this dead space for a minute, but you might can hear my voice, but I'm gonna be still talking because I do a lot of that, but I'm really quiet at times, all the time. But it depends what's on my mind. I got this. It's really kind of off in the head. Nice. Okay, keep this with me just in case. Yeah. I was astro traveling last night and that came to me, so I wanted to share that with us. And we gotta come out of that selling our soul mode, becoming agent provocateurs or whatever. I mean, you might get a job with the CIA, FBI, but you should be like the spook who said by the door. You shouldn't come in our communities and exploit us with trust and all that. And then all it is, you're trying to get information to tear us down. But the thing we doing, we coming political in your system of politics. And we doing it, trying to do it the right way. We're trying to be at the table, but it ain't all about money, but it is. Especially with this gentrification going around the nation. And if we don't be organized and realize the trickery, we're going to just continue to die at their hands, and they're going to make it look like we're doing it to each other. There's some of us doing it to each other because it's because of their mindset. Yeah, listen to this. You know about energy, frequency, and vibration, right? All that stuff belongs to us. This is occult sciences that we had mastered a long time ago. But when they came in and destroyed our unity back there too, they killed, assassinated, and destroyed and took all the books and everything because they was like that. We was people of peace, even though we was warriors or are warriors now. They just had another murderous agenda, and they tricked us through some type of leverage or something. I don't know how it happened. I'm still trying to find out how we came out of the matriarchic essence of the Ma'at, livelihood and justice and all that, and then got tricked into this patriotic, devilish, or what they created, devil and God and all that, and put it on the easel of our mind. when I say easily, you know, it just draws it in our mind, sketches in our mind, you know, near the computer, which is our brain, and they put it there, and consciously, they say what? Then it became subconscious, where it was way, way down in the depth of the abyss of our information of who we are as human beings. And it was like we was in a dream until they said something. Then it enacted that. Then we looked at each other, and then we looked at them, and we say, which one is the enemy? So they had put in our subconscious that we were our own enemy, and we weren't about the love and healing that we all began from. That's what we got to get back to. We got to get back to being black, because we still under attack, and that's a fact. In the political system that I call in the United Snakes of hypocrisy under satanic administration. I say satanic because it's all evil, and that's what they go on, evil energy. That's what I was just saying about this. The energy, vibration, and frequency, they tapped into it and stole, you know, our occult scientists and say, you stay away from that. You don't practice this. You don't practice that. They don't want us to practice voodoo. They don't want us to be an alchemist. They don't want us to be dealing with black magic and juju. You know why? Because they got it, man. In their occult circles, they had blood sacrifices, sex orgies, body parts, everything that they do in their mystical arts that they stole from us. And then they say they worship God. They have us in the spiritual nod when we follow them into those contexts of their narrative. See, they try to say that we're evil, we're unkind, we this and we that, and we blind, and we kill each other. It's black on black crime. But the reality is, there's Chinese on Chinese crime. There's Japanese on Japanese crime. There's definitely European on European crime, because they ain't white. They ain't white at all. White is pure. And no, white ain't pure. White is evil. So it is what it is. What's up, my brother Swoop? How you doing this morning? You in the loop? Bam! How many points did you hit in this morning, champ? No, that's my poetic partner right there. You know, that's Swoop. Always, you know, Frederick Ballinger. He's a poet and a lyricist. I'm telling you, he put both of them together, we can make some millionaires. Now, he don't want to be his manager, though, you know, but that's my man for life. On a serious note, though, I'm back at the Bloods and Crips, because they were revolutionary until they took the flip. They took the flip because they flipped them. They used agent provocateurs to guide them in there to change the rules. You know, the same thing they do all over the world. And another thing, oh man, I'm telling you about the diamonds, golds, and all that we supposed to control. But we don't control the land because we let a European called Afrikaners to manipulate us to where we killed each other. How can South Africans kill another ethnic group from a different part of Africa and won't say or do anything to the Afrikaners, who still own the gold mines and the diamond mines, and that's all the wealth of South Africa? And these Negropeans and agent provocateurs listen to the CIA, the NSC, the NSC, NSA, and Mossad and Interpol, and all them playing the role of God, and got us killing each other on a large scale, like a brother from Senegal or Ghana come to South Africa and have a store and be doing good. Then the South Africans will say something, or they will get something said to them through social engineering. Like they got our young youth here under social engineering and acting like predators and stuff like that, acting like thugs. They just acting. They ain't real. They ain't even on the stage or behind the camera or in front of the camera acting. These people have been manipulated, and that's what they do with us, because it's like they say, they write now narrative. We can't listen to nothing they say, even the bell curve. I don't know if a lot of y'all read on that level, but you need to check out the bell curve. And not only the bell curve, check out my Comedic Soulism, and check out Divine Providence. and to give you a path of knowledge and understanding to light up the inner verse with the sun that's already in it, the sun that came from the east. It's going to help us destroy that beast. But we got to come together, one team and one goal, one purpose and one aim, as Marcus Garvey said before. We got to come black to the original Black Panthers. We got to come back. We got to go back to the deacons of defense, for defense. We got to be able to, instead of taking pictures, we might have to start pulling triggers. And when we see them doing something or not pull the trigger, show them we will pull the trigger and say, you under arrest. This is a citizen arrest. Do not go for your gun. Do not move. Because if you do, I'll be forced to shoot you like you shot me. And I ain't running. I'm going to have this camera and I'm going to say that it was a citizen arrest. But he refused. He refused to put his hand behind his back. And I feared for my life of standing my ground. And that's what we got to start doing instead of just taking pictures and we see them abusing our brothers and sisters, man. It only be one or two of them, it'd be 20 of us, but we all be on the camera. Just like I seen today, it hurt my heart, but I seen it before and it hurt my heart then. A dog is biting a man, he handcuffs on his stomach, and the police got the dog biting his arm and can't control the dog and can't get the dog off his arm. Now, how insane is that? How monstrous? I mean, that's demonic, and that's what we're dealing with. That's the disposition of these. Not all. I ain't gonna say all of them across the board, because we ain't all good across the board. But I'd rather deal with us and deal with them if it ain't no John Brown type mentality and bloodline that I have to know. But then we got a lot of us that's Asian provocateurs and Negro pins that sell their soul, and see, they gotta go. In my mind's eye. Because if it don't, we have us continue to die for no reason. And we were creating a season of prosperity. We was creating a season of growth and development in a community and helping people lift themselves up. And then was going to write a documentary on one of the greatest healers on earth. But you know what? The medical industrial complex, along with the other people that make money from the legal drugs in the pharmaceutical arena, and also behind getting the illegal drugs in the country. So they're hitting us from both ways. They're hitting us young, trying to get the money, and they're hitting us old, trying to keep our soul intact and killing us. And that's a fact. They're giving us medicine that has 3 different type of formulas in it that will affect 3 or 4 different organ parts, and they're only supposed to be one that you're supposed to be dealing with. You're supposed to be dealing with your kidneys, and they say if you take this long enough, you might have a heart attack. And if you do this, your lungs might go bad. But it's the same medicine, and this is what we're going through, the madness of what they do and what they create. And I apologize, I'm always talking about them, but that's what I realize. And I can't go along with the lies. But what I will do, I'll tell you my truth and what I know for sure. Because the door of a divine creed has opened up in me so I can see with my spiritual eye by divine essence that it's my blessings from my creator and my ancestors. And that's for real. I can feel it, like I can feel that sunlight of melanin on my right cheek because it's coming from the east. Yeah, I feel it every morning because I sit here, not every morning, but I do sit here, but I'm talking about doing a broadcast. And I'm sharing that energy with you. My truth is your truth, and your truth and my truth is our truth. And we got to come together and stop staying aloof from one another. If the Bloods and Crips can tie their handkerchiefs together, we can do it wherever we at. And we got to know that when they first started out, they were revolutionary. So we got to get back to that, being revolutionary and evolutionary in a spiritual, divine way and context. And we can't listen to the narrative that's out of context, that what they wrote about us, talking about this is history. They ain't got no history. They stole all the history that they know from somebody else, and most of it came from us. They plagiarized and stole, and they use our math, and they use our sciences, but most of all, they use our occult sciences, and they got occult circles. Yeah, I'm talking about the Vatican, homosexuals and pedophiles and rapists. I'm talking about the Queen of England, same thing. I'm talking about those people in London, the same thing. And in D.C., the same thing. Because you got called states, the militaristic in D.C., the financial in London, and the religious in the Vatican City. And all these that I just said are city-states. And they control our fate because they're together with the 13 families and Federal Reserve. And all those people that try to control where we got to go. They have us as subservient consumers. That's what they want to keep us as consumers instead of producers. Like Nipsey Hussle, that's what he became. He was strong in the community, and then he was getting ready to do the documentary against the medical industrial complex. They don't want us to know nothing about healing ourselves and not having to buy all these pills and all these drugs. They don't want us to know that. But they want to fill our community with drugs, put the drugs in our hands, and then put guns in our hands, and then socially engineer our young brothers and tell them, man, this is your street. This is your corner. You control this because you the thug, you the gangster, you the man. And all this time they've been programmed to be under robot control, to lose their soul and listen to that untruth. With no goal, not with a team, their dream has been deterred. It just had been deferred because it got away from our natural creed, our divine creed. And that's what we got to get back in our minds so we can see and not believe but know. We got to know who we are as a divine people, organic people, living beings, air breathing. We not just animals. We're not animalistic. Even though we got that animalistic portion of our mind, brain, and mammal. Then we got the cerebral cortex. Then we got the upper brain or mind or whatever, that's divine. And once we get there, and if the melanin stimulates the pineal gland, then you become the divine reference with your first and third eye being open. And I ain't bragging and I ain't sagging, I ain't none of that. I'm just letting you know what happened to me right in this room. The energy came into me, I was gone on the phone talking to my brother. He was saying, man, that's deep. I said, I know, but it's coming to me. I feel like I was going insane because I know I'm crazy. And I had to go in the mirror and ask myself, am I going crazy? And this before lasted for about 3 months long. It happened so because people couldn't deal with me. They look at me and say, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? I'm free. I'm mentally free. I'm spiritually free. I don't deal with this and I don't deal with that because this is right and that is wrong. And I was going like that, but it was going like, because thought and light moves at 186,000 miles per second. And I tell you, I must have been going like that because that's how I felt. And I slowed down to where I'm at now, so where I can articulate this essence that's in me, not only me, but every one of us. But we gotta somehow or the other, it's free. You don't have to pay for this, what I'm talking about. The Creator is gonna open your mind through our ancestors, telling you all the time that you got to know yourself because the truth is etched in stone. And once you get into that and get into you and hear the silence, then you become balanced. That's why we gotta support Brother Nick Cannon and his efforts. And if they put their hand on Nick Cannon, that should be the start of the revolution and the solution to our problems, because they can't keep killing our black leaders and warriors and think they're gonna get away with it. I don't care if they do it by the doctor's hand or agent provocateur hand or police hand. The time has ended for all of that. We don't want nothing but peace and harmony. But if you push us again, it's going to be like your greatest sin, because you say you was born in sin and you're going to die in sin. And it ain't going to be like you're going to say, Father, Bless them, because they know not what they do. See, we don't believe that lie either. But we know y'all know what y'all do and what y'all been doing and how y'all been doing and who y'all been doing it to. See, you ain't going to have a slave in a mental grave no more. No more. We're going to not forget what you did to the Moors and call it April Fool. We ain't going to forget what you did to the pygmies and the Thai and call it St. Patrick's Day. Another lie. We ain't going to forget what you did for Thanksgiving as we helped you and kept you alive because you was cannibals. No, we ain't going to forget that. We know that's a lie. And even Christmas with that European supposed to be coming down the chimney. The first lie we tell our children, generation after generation. And all that's going to stop. We're going to get back in the divine clock, on the divine clock. Not dealing with time, but dealing with space to fill up our minds and conscious and subconscious in our universe with understanding of who we are, so that we can have a divine, profound effect upon the universe and take the power and control from these people without soul. I'm talking about the patriotic, them white-haired boys. I'm talking about the alphabet clan. They think that we ain't men. I'm talking about the Vatican, the black pope, and the black drope or whatever, and the white pope. And we ain't got no shame to naming your names and telling about the game you played with us over these generations and millenniums. But that is all over. Because now, this is the age of Aquarius, and we're going to knock down that patriotic glory that you think you got, and we're going to put back in the matriotic essence of what y'all forgot. But we have it. We hear by divine decree. And I mean it from the breath I breathe and the beat of my heart. I don't care when it start or stop. But I'm going to but I'm going to do my part. Because I'm tired. I'm tired of y'all killing us through social engineering and making it look like we black on black crime and telling us nothing about white on white crime. Not only white on white crime, but white on black crime, white on Chinese crime, white on Mexican crime. Because you do what you do, you commit your crimes around the world under the guise of the CIA and the NSA and the NSC and the IA. Yeah, the alphabet clan. Y'all better not wake up, because you already woke up when you get up. But you got to stop, doing the things that take you off the track. Yeah, the Harriet Tubman freedom track. So with that, let me drink some more of this carrot juice and what it got in it. This is my medicine. What is this? This is I got some prunes and some fig, I guess. Whatever it is, it's good for me. And the good old, oh man, it tastes so good. I can't put this back there. Good. You just don't know how good this just. Woo! That was like my meal the other day with the, I had 2 areas of vegetables, right? And the professor, the chef, and all that said, don't, because I mix my food up all the time. I said, don't mix it up this time. Eat from there. And man, I was eating like, man, I hit one of them joints. And I said, Lord, have mercy. You could have made that whole plate like, a whole pot like that. Yeah. But this here is just like that. Natural sweetness, no sugar. Not even no honey, just the natural sweetness of prunes and dates or something. I don't know, but it's Okay, let me drink a little water. Substance. Because we 97% of this right here, this liquid. No sugar, no nothing. It's natural liquid. So now that I have shared my astro traveling about the Crips and Bloods, that they promoted so much of being so much black on black crime and murderers, and then when the brother wrote the book on how to bring about peace, they killed him, put him in the electric chair, because just like George Jackson, they can't let people who have that the spiritual side of themselves when they come into it, and then they realize who they are, the God that's in themselves, or the goddess that's in themselves, and then they want to do something else, and they say, I apologize for the things that I've done, but I took out the gun and threw it away. Now I got my mind to tell you which way that we can go so we can be at peace against this beast. And they say, oh man, this dude, and what? He's changing the narrative that we gave him. He's no longer working for us. And that's what they do across the world. I'm telling you, man, how can it be in South Africa, where them Afrikaners had their foot on their necks for generations? And so when they get a little power, they ain't got no power, because the people still, them Europeans still running the nation, behind this curtain, like the Wizard of Oz. See, that's where all the gold at in South Africa and Africa and all that. That's why they killed Gaddafi. They ain't got no gold here in America. They gave it to the Queen of England and the Pope in them. If you go under the mouths or subterranean retreat or basements under the Vatican, you will see they got a lot of our stuff that they stole from our country. And the Queen of England there too. When they went and conquered lands, they took all the things that they thought was of value. They got our information and everything. That's why they are practicing the occult scientists and tell us don't do it. But they do it, and they have feasts, because they beasts. They have blood sacrifices and body parts that they think gonna keep them alive, and melanin is like $400 a gram or something like that. How would they know that? Because they're doing it and they're selling it. But you know what? The natural melanin that come from the natural source can't deal with a synthetic choice or another host that ain't even theirs. So since I got past that note, I want to say this too. I want to talk about Inner Light Radio. I'm on with I'm the co-host and she the host of her dynamic wellness information center, I would say. And she goes around the world on a hired tugman train, because that's the way I look at her, because she said, I could have freed more people if they just listened to my word. I'm talking about this modern day hired tugman. I'm talking about Kern. That's caring for the people in a way that's unique and spiritual. Kern Khadija Abdulmalik Davis folks. She allowed me to be her co-host. First with my program, like this right here, Blackanized Report. I went on her show, and I was doing my Blackanized Report on her show. But this becoming Black History is all the time. But this is Poetry Month, which is all the time on, because we poetic people. What they try to confine in time, we do it by divine right all the time. But we'll give them that. This is Poetry Month. So she said, brother, why don't you come on? You're a prolific poet. Oh man, she must be stroking me. She said, I'm a prolific poet. I'm a poetic activist. Oh, that's why I'm wearing this hat, y'all see. Oh yeah. Oh, let me tell y'all. I am also, all this stuff I talk as a revolutionary, I am at this particular time the commissioner of ABO6, single member district of Ward 8. But that still doesn't change my mentality nor my faith. See, I can't be one at the gate being like a gatekeeper or a boule. I can't be that way. I can only be me that's mentally free and spiritually free, and the divine essence of the blessings that the Creator has given me as an emissary of my Lord, because I give my soul and my spirit to my Lord. I sold it to it to bring me into the context and reality of my ancestors, who told me that the truth is etched in stone, who told me to know thyself. And when I came into that contextual contract with my Lord and my ancestors, that's why I speak the way I speak now. And I can be the spook who sat by the door, or whatever y'all want me to be, but I will be free to maintain not only my freedom, but the freedom of my people. And I'm against everything that y'all do through the social engineering. And I want you to know. I don't care if you do know and if you don't know. Because it's all about being transparent. Because when you see me down the street, walking anywhere on the planet Earth, this globe, and you see that particular light shining, then you go know it's a divine light. You're going to know that I am one that's going to be talking in a righteous manner. And I'm going to be doing righteous things. But I ain't perfect. I'm telling you, I ain't perfect. But I ain't no damn shame either. I should have said ham shame, because I don't like, even though dam could be the dam of the water, but keeping back the spiritual knowledge that, like in the age of Aquarius, when they're pulling out that water, that's knowledge, that's energy, and that's what we're in today. So it's a lot of energy and power that's in the atmosphere and space, because we are in the age of Aquarius, and the planets are coming in alignment. And the melanin and all that is going to be, if your chakra center and your kundalini, pineal, and pineal gland is active. You got to find that internal peace and be against the beast and learn your divine essence so you can receive the blessings. And what I'm getting at, it is our time in a divine manner. We cannot, and we will not sell our soul no longer. And those who sell their soul, they become our foe. Agent provocateurs and all that become our foe, too, along with our natural enemy. And I ain't talking about, all Europeans, all Japanese and all that, but especially the European, because we know they've been our natural foe for millennia. I'm talking about going back to the Greeks when they first got started training at our feet and learning at our feet, and then plagiarizing and stealing and says theirs. And the Romans too, but the Romans become the Vatican, and the Vatican become those expert liars on who they are. They ain't nothing but homosexuals and pedophiles and rapists too, that we recently just found out. And so they want us to replicate and duplicate their actions, because they stole from us and trying to replicate and duplicate our action, but they can't. They don't have that divine essence in their mind, because they ain't got the melanin and they ain't got the pineal gland, because it's frozen. They mankind, but not humankind. They're not the original creation of the divine essence of the Creator, that supreme being. Okay, let me get back on track. I was talking about the freedom train of Harriet Tubman, of the great prolific sister, knowledgeable sister, that tells us to emancipate ourselves from the mental slavery. And she says that very well. She's been saying it for the last 9 years. And on April the 30th, she's going to have a celebration pertaining to all that. And all those people who receive the rewards over the years. Don't tell nobody that I'm one of them. See, I changed my eating habits, my thinking habits, and my speaking habits and everything, because she pushed me. She pushed me one time and said, "You don't know who you are." Yeah, I said, "What you talking about? I know who I am." She kept pushing me. "You don't know who you are. You don't know who you are." Then one day, 7 years ago, the realization came into being. And I accepted it. I'm a divine, energetic, organic being that my Lord has divinely put me in a position to be one of his, excuse me, I keep saying his, but that's a program. I got to get that program out of my mind. The emissary of its divine glory, his divine lessons of life, the blessings of life, and got me in contact with my ancestors, and knowingly know now that the DNA is where everything comes in the spiral of time, and if your chakra and your kundalini is in line with your pineal and pituitary and the luminous glands, and then your melanin get the bubbling up, and it stimulates the pineal gland, and shukana in nakai sekoma, that eye opens with a clarity in it. understanding that it's so demanding that who you are and who you become, you got to be the soldier and the warrior to lead and don't back down. And see, part of being on a Harriet Tubman freedom train is part of my strength. That's why I drink carrot juice with some ginger and garlic in it. I wasn't doing this at first. I would look at some, what you doing? The first time the sister did that, I said, what you doing? She said, sit down and wait. I ain't drinking that. And I drank it, and I said, woo, Lord, it was just like this here. This ain't nothing but some water, prunes, and dates. And you talking about what? No sugar added, no honey, no nothing. Woo, boy, it's like, all of that without it being in here. I tell you, I love it. I love every minute of it. I think I might go back and drink that whole bottle she made up. I'm telling you, good cooking movie. But this is good too, this carrot, ginger, and all that. But the best thing going, 97% of our body is this here. What's that telling you? Knowledge. Got to be liquid. Let me get back to this here. So every Wednesday, third and fourth Wednesday, and maybe every Wednesday of this poetry month, because it is poetry month, and I happen to be one of those, what she said, prolific poets. So what I'm gonna do my poetry, 30 minutes of poetry, or may do a little bit. I might sneak in a little bit of Blackanized report, just a little bit. But it's her show, so I can't be, this is what she told me. She said when she goes out to do some other stuff, she might let me have the whole show. What are you talking about? Black power, black peace, and black love. That's what I'm going to be talking about. And this is, if you want to get on there and do a little poetry or say something to me, inbox me. WW Radio. The frequency be so high, you want to might fly. I'm telling you, because the sister, she's powerful. I know because I've been dealing with her for years. She got me in a state of mind that I am divine. I'm telling you, I ain't lying. She's the one you used to talk about. She was talking about, you don't know who you is. I used to look at her, I know who I am. But I thought I knew what she was talking about. I said, but I couldn't accept it. Because the nation was talking about, man, we, God, let me give you this and then I might be gone. When I was little, right? When I was little, it was like, we used to hang out at the church, St. Stephen Church, right? So, it was a thing about, I'm figuring out, man, what am I here for? What the thing about God and all that, right? So the Nation of Islam just come around in the community with the papers and the bean pies, and I seen it with the bow ties. They was saying, man, you don't realize who you are. I said, what you talking about? He said, man, you are God. You are a black God. You are a man. You are a black man. You are God. You're not only a black man, but you are God. I'm looking at him. I said, what? I was about 11, 12 then, I said, God. And I went around the block after they left me. I'm talking about, oh God, man, I can make things change. I'm like, hey, and nothing happened. I said, man, they playing with me. So years went past, and I'm still wondering who I am, where I come from. I knew my brother, Larry Weaver, was a little older than me, a couple of years. I was 12 or 11, he about 13, 14, 15 or something like that. But the brother he was sharper than a razor. He was like a laser beam. And so he said, brother, you don't know who you are. You from Africa. You was about black power and this and that. Revolutionary spirit. And then when the Black Panthers came up to our church, I mean, all of them, Curry, Elvis, Angela, I mean, it was 1,000 of them where we hung at. And that had a part to play, too, in my growth and development. So, with Larry Weaver, the Nation of Islam, and that day, and some other stuff. And then then the Ansar Allah, I used to like them. We were walking in our community with the outfits on, with the Islamic attire on. They impressed me too. So I started reading their pamphlets. And they was almost saying the same thing as the Nation of Islam. But they talked about you had to take your Kalima Shahada. And so what I did one time, I took my Kalima Shahada at the Islamic Center. But I didn't know that you had to practice and learn this thing, right? So I'm still doing what I'm doing. And so, but in between that time and another time, I ran into Sister Karen once again. And we will always be talking, and we might get in a real, profound conversation. He said, "Oh, go ahead. You don't know who you are. You don't know who you." But I took my Kalima Shahada, and I was like jive staunch in it, but, because I was practicing sooner. And so she said, "You don't know who you are. You don't know who you are." And I'm looking at her. I said, "Man, go ahead with that, man." I knew where she was pushing me to, and she pushed, and she pushed, and she pushed, and now I am where I am now in a divine state of mind, and I appreciate her pushing me. And I like to say, man, powerful, powerful, powerful God day to this brother right here. This brother is like, man, one of my supreme, man, I ain't gonna say mentors and all that, because that got a whole nother story to it. But this brother has given me some information that kept me balanced, because sometimes I used to say it on here, certain people, they got to push their gas and start from from a zero. I be at 100, idling the gas and holding the brake, but I'm already at 100. So if something go on, I'm there already, But this brother say, "Come on, brother, can't do that." Even when I first got on Facebook, the things I used to say, he say, "Brother, you can't be saying that, man." I'm talking about my good brother, Elwood Yango Sawyer. Me and this brother, we are producers. We produce plays and all that. We closed down the college campus where we was at, because we had the Earn Brotherhood, the KKK, and we had everybody there. Black and white, Spanish, we had the mafia and everybody. And they all came together. We all came together, so much so that they closed the compound down and wouldn't let nobody move. And we was inside that joint listening to, we did a play. Inside the gym, we produced plays. We did talent shows and all that, man. Me and this brother right here, I love him to life. I mean, there's a lot of brothers that I love like that, but he's the field marshal. Got to give it to him, man. I know y'all know him because he is a prolific brother in D.C., always being an activist and everything that you can be. That's my brother once again, Elwood Yango, so ill. He make me feel the divine spirit that I be talking about. He make me feel that unity, that currency that I be talking about. And that's why I know it's real when I got brothers like that around me, man. I mean, he one of many, but he one of the most utmost in that vicinity of love, respect, and honor. This brother is awesome. Ad-libbing. You talking about ad-libbing? Man, he put something together and, man, what's going on? Oh, man, I just did that, but he active, a revolutionary, my brother for life. And for life, in life, and I love him to life. There's no joke about that. And so let me go further in detail, because I think I'm talking past my allotted time, because, sometimes I don't talk a lot, as you can tell. But when I do, it's like let the glue go. But anyway, you gotta tap into Inner Light, WW Inner Light Radio, with the host Kern DJ Abdulmalik, Davis Folks, and I'm the co-host. And you know what I do. I'm a poet, I'm a revolutionary, I'm an activist, I'm a commissioner, and I wear many hats. As you can see, every day I get in when I have a different hat. Oh, it's the third and fourth Wednesday of the week. But it may be every Wednesday this week because this month, because this is Poetry Month. And me being such a great poet, and she being such a great Harriet Tubman spirit of the freedom train of emancipating yourself against medical slavery. The time is 4 to 5. But on April the 30th, it's going to be 3 to 5 because that's going to be the greatest show on the planet that day because this is the celebration of 9 years of emancipating yourself against medical enslavement. This is an Emancipation Day. We're going to be talking about, or the sister going to be talking about in detail. And she's going to be having people call in that, receive them awards like me, but don't tell nobody. I don't even want nobody to know I went through the program and I won. I'm one of the 9, and that's divine. And so that's going to be happening on April the 30th. April the 30th is going to be 3 to 5, but the other Wednesday it's going to be 4 to 5. And I'll be your co-host with poetry. Don't tell nobody a little bit of my Black report. And with that, I think I got caught past my time because I've been talking like I can talk, but I don't. I'm a better listener than a talker. You can ask people because I'd be walking around the community. I'd be quiet as a Black Panther. That's what I am. I am a warrior for our people so we can stop being destroyed by the narrative and the lies and the stories that they told about us and the social engineering. We got to wake our young brothers up. We got to release them from the matrix, as they say, because everybody's seen the matrix. You might not know what it's about, but it's all about social engineering and programming. And we got to get away from that. We got to be divine people that we are. And with that, I want to say, y'all have a blessed day. I want to tell y'all to live the life of Ma'at. I want to tell y'all to live the principles of Kwanzaa. I want to tell you the history, Black history, our story is every day, and it's not a mystery. And don't believe their lies about the holidays that they want us to realize and practice. Because if you do, look at the other side too. And then the religions, they use to divide and conquer us because we are the most melanated people. We are the most in every religion. I don't care if it's Islam, Christianity, Buddhists, or the synagogue. No, it might not be the Buddhists, but we are. Yeah, it's the Buddhists too. It's everybody on the planet because everybody come from us. And with that, I'll say, trust in yourself and trust in the Creator and your ancestors and trust in those brothers and sisters who think like you do. And we got to do the voodoo, the juju, and black magic so we can come black into who we are in the divine essence like that beautiful black star. This shines the light, but it comes from the darkness. You can see it bright in the eastern. You know where it started at because it was on that side of my face, right? No, it was back on this side of the face. Now look where it is, all the way on that side. So you can see it's traveling, But anyway, I love y'all because I love myself and I got to go and I got to do something else. But y'all be blessed and stand your blessings and always remember our ancestors that just fell from the hands of an agent provocateur, from the hands of those who always want to destroy our movement. You know who I'm talking about. Carver States, criminal enterprise. And with that, I'll say, hold up, I didn't even give a roll call. I'm moving fast now because that's how I do sometimes. But I'm going to slow down. We got our brother from, I'm connected all the way in Sierra Leone with my brother Chris Matthew. Oh, and I said Rob Brown, that's right. I've been knowing this sister since 90-something when I first came to the open mic at the Copper House. And it's 2019. Woo! Lord have mercy. And I'm still doing poetry, but it's divine poetry now, and she's doing the same. But all the people that was in that setting doing open mic, man, some great, man. I love them people, man, because they were strong. But there was a sister named Moonshine. Woo! Lord have mercy. She gave a poem one day, boy. Lord have mercy. That's what my hat did like that when she did it. Like, she was powerful. But like Raquel, DeHasia, and Mercedes, man, I'm telling you, man, that's strong. That's black power. That's black peace, and that's black love. I tip my hat to those sisters. So with that, I did say Chris Matthews from Surrey Leon, Raquel Rob Brown. Everybody know her that's down in the poetry sound. Let me see. We got Imor Reed Hotep Ra again. Don't know his age, some kin. Then we got Frederick Ballacher. That's my big old friend. Then we got Mike McCrae. We got Ibrahim Colvin. We got Kenneth McTide. That's an old friend from the old school. We go back to elementary. I ain't gonna tell you what he did, but he might tell you what I did, because he went to class and I played in the halls. So I'll be telling the story on him to cover myself, but I ain't gonna do that. Then I told you about the great Elwood Yango sword, great in my heart and my mind. And then I got my royal bloodline, my sister Janet Bethay. Oh, they go to, man, this brother right here ain't nothing but a lion. I'm talking about when he talk, he like rah, like Ra with power. He's a lion. He's my brother for life too. He go to my school. That's Union Temple. That's right. And our professor is Reverend Wilson. So always, man, love, man. That's my brother, man. We always do that Wakanda thing. And that's Ron Hawkins, man. Strong brother, man. I'm telling you. So with that, I went through the roll call. I went through everything that I need to say. And but the real thing is, remember, Crips in the blood when they first started out is with love of the community, because there was revolutionaries. And then the other thing, how can you be in South Africa hurting people from other parts of Africa? You won't do nothing to those people to control your diamonds and your gold or whatever mineral that you hold over there. And they had their foot on your necks for years. Y'all better come from under that social engineering, because black on black shouldn't be that way, because it's orchestrated by those multi-million, billion, trillion-dollar trillionaires. And y'all, man, it hurt my heart when that happens. Y'all become agent provocateurs in the whole country. They're selling your souls and become Negro pins and hurting your own people. With that, I gotta go, because I can't take it anymore. Can't, man. It hurts. But y'all have a blessed day, man. I love y'all because I love myself. And we're gonna go, and I'm gonna just say this. Nako nahisoma ekalakolina ba. Y'all ask me what I'm saying. It's my ancestors talking through me like Crazy Horse and Geronimo. So with that, I really want to go, because y'all probably say, what is he talking about? I just told you. Y'all have a great day. I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. What's the day? Thursday? Tomorrow's my last day of the week. I will see y'all Monday unless I do a special report, Blackanized report somewhere on the planet. With that, y'all have a great day. Love y'all, man, because love is the answer. What is it? Love is oh man, what is it? Boy, I tell you, boy, when this now I can't even get that. The Rolodex. When the Rolodex ain't rolling, then that takes me out of context. And all I wanted to say is that I can't remember what I wanted to say. So with that, y'all have a blessed day. But I'll tell y'all tomorrow, maybe if I remember that. I might remember the next 10 minutes and do a little slip it up a Blackanized report. No, I ain't gonna do that. I'll remember that. Peace. Love y'all.